Agreeable to everyone? We have a quorum because of the number of actual board members here. Hi, good afternoon or good morning, Reverend Whitaker.
Good morning. Can you hear me, Pat?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Good morning to you.
So just want to welcome everyone. I see a number of our board members are here. We have guest Professor Olinda Boyd is also here on screen. Hello, Professor. Good to see you. This is our public meeting. It's it's Friday, July 16th. We're starting at, let's see, about 10:40 a.m. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm Patrick Canavan. I'm the chair of the Clemency Board, and I'm happy to be here. We have some good progress to report, and I'm glad to do that today. If we look to our agenda, there's under old business, there is no old business, so we'll move right to new business. And the first is going to be a couple updates from the Office of the General Counsel. So Christina from the Office of the General Counsel is going to give us an update on the website.
Hi, everyone. I would say I'm the one giving the update, but because of our situational logistics here, Alana will be doing the update on the website, so she'll be sharing the screen on the website.
Great. We want to note that our General Counsel staff folks are back in the office, and pleased to have them back in the office. I hope that at the next public meeting we're able to be in person, at least to the extent that people are comfortable doing that. I plan to be in person for that meeting, so appreciate that the General Counsel is leading the way on that for us.
Okay. Alana, let me know if it's helpful for me to share the screen. I just made you a host, but are you having trouble still?
Yeah, it's not letting me share my screen.
Okay, Lee, if you have it up, could you please do that?
Sure.
And welcome to Andrew Foyce as well.
Okay, so if somebody can just let me know if you see my screen, give me a thumbs up.
I see it.
Awesome. Okay, so Christina, do you want to talk through this and I can kind of click around and scroll?
Sure. Well, we're really excited to announce that the Clemency Board website launched last night. We've been working very hard here with our team at Octo, and as of right now, we'll give you a quick rundown of what the website looks like. So you have your home page. If you scroll down a little, you'll see that it has an upcoming meeting section. So we have today's meeting up. You'll be able to access meeting agendas and meeting minutes. As of right now, we only have today's agenda up. As you can see, we record our meetings via WebEx, and so we'll be uploading those, and those will be our meeting minutes. And we'll also have our past meeting minutes uploaded as well. If you head down further, you'll see that there's a helpful links section that will take you to the DOJ website, and the DOJ website is where applicants should submit their applications for clemency. Everything hyperlinks it there, takes you directly to the forms and instruction page for the DOJ. Then we also have our authorizing statute, which establishes the Clemency Board. And part of that is just being able to create more access in open government so people know how it came into formation. If you head back up to the top of the page, you'll see the different subtitles. There's an about page, which describes what the Clemency Board is, and that it's not a board that grants clemency, but that it is a board that issues letters of recommendations to accompany an applicant's application for clemency with the DOJ. It goes into statehood and the mayor's role and why the board is even formed. And then if you head over to the next tab, you'll see there's an apply tab, and that's where we would have applicants who are interested in receiving a letter of recommendation from the Clemency Board apply. So that application feature should be coming soon. We're hoping to have that ready to go once we're ready to launch and receive applications for letters of recommendation. But that's where that would happen. And then if you move over to the next tab, you have our board members, which lists them based on the representatives that they're here, the categories they represent according to the statute. And then our next tab over is the calendars. And so if you click on the calendar, you'll see at the bottom our Clemency Board meeting. If you click on it, it'll hyperlink to our current agenda. If you click it one more time, you can see this is our agenda for today. So Haley, if you could go back one, and then lastly, contact, and that's the Executive Office of the Mayor, Office of General Counsel. Our email address, which we shared before, is also going live. So that is how anyone has any questions about what the Clemency Board is or needs to get in touch with us can do so at that address and that email. Any questions, concerns?
You're on mute, I think.
Go ahead, Andy. You can give it another try. You're unmuted now.
I just want to compliment you guys for that. That is just absolutely awesome. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you. We're very excited about it. Thank you so much.
As you said, the big addition will be at the point where we can create the our own application for our work to do the letter of reference. But I think that linkage to the application for the U.S. Department of Justice is probably the first step, and to have that up already is really great. So appreciate that very much. And I know moving something from nothing to implementation is pretty cool, and you've done this at light speed. For I've seen other efforts around trying to get a new website up take quite a long time, so this is really great. So thank you. Okay, are there any other questions about the website at this point? And it's live today. We could go on it today, right? Okay.
Not a question. Oh,
oh, sorry.
This isn't a question. I think it's a very pretty website. There are a few times it refers to Department of Justice. It might be helpful to just say Department of Justice Office of Pardon Attorney and more specific. I know it's part of DOJ, but just to kind of clarify, both for the benefit of people applying, the links are all there. But just to kind of specify the component of Department of Justice, I think could be useful.
Sure. Thank you.
If there's no other discussion on the website, we'll move on to an update on rulemaking. And I think, Haley, you're going to do the update on rulemaking?
Yeah, it's just a quick update that the regulations are making their way through our internal review process, and they're making good progress, and we'll keep you updated as they continue on their journey.
Okay. Any board members have questions on that or anything you want to raise? Okay. So I'm now going to make a motion to add an agenda item, and the agenda is to formally create 3 committees. First would be community engagement, second application, and third prioritization. These are committees that I think are necessary for us to get our work moving in a more directive fashion and to really start to lay the groundwork for the actual process of what we're going to do. So can I have a second to add this to the agenda?
I second it, Andy.
Thank you, sir. All those in favor? Aye.
Hello.
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? None? Passes unanimously. Great, thank you. So now what I'd like to do is call on members of the committees to discuss the work that they're going to be doing. And first up would be Reverend Whitaker, who's agreed to participate in the application committee.
Kind of caught me by surprise.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
That's okay. Well, but I can discuss what we've already done. I don't have anything in front of me right now. But the application committee right now, we're going over the process of the applications that will be going to the citizens that we're giving them to the inmates, and trying to make it easier and comprehensive for their understanding, taking in mind that they don't have, probably many of them don't have higher education, and we need to make it as palatable as possible for them. And we've been we met once, and we're sort of going through that now. I think we have a pretty good product starting with. So I think that's it, Andy.
Okay, and I'll just read in the description.
Thank you.
This committee will be comprised of 2 or more members of the board and will work with the Office of the General Counsel to develop the application for a letter of recommendation that will be transmitted to the Department of Justice Pardon Attorney's Office. This committee will also be responsible for periodically updating the board's application. This committee will also review, monitor, and report the board's annual report. Once the board begins processing applications, this committee could also be used to assist with the following. First, conducting a preliminary review of the applications the board receives in order to determine if the application is complete. And second, determining initial eligibility for a letter of recommendation under the Clemency Act.
And the members of the board who have agreed to participate in this activity is Reverend Whitaker and Emily Gunston from the Office of the Attorney General. Okay. So next, I was hoping, Katia, if you could discuss the prioritization committee.
So the committee will be comprised of 2 or more members who are responsible for developing and reevaluating the priority groups for the Clemency Board's review of application, which may entail working with the DOJ Pardon Attorney, USAO, PDS, DC Council, and evaluating and ensuring that DC residents are not excluded from federal initiatives.
Great. Thank you. And the members who have agreed to participate in this is Katia Semyonova from PDS and Andrew Foyce. And then finally, we have
And me.
Felisa. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Sonia Wael from who is here for who is Councilmember Charles Allen's designee for the board. Excuse me.
And can I ask, Alana, are you in a position, like, does your office coordinate with DOJ Pardon Attorney? Like, is there any advantage to or any sort of more direct route of communication that would happen if we went through your office to learn more about the initiatives?
We do have a formal role in the process. And Katja, I'm happy to talk to you more about ways we can work together.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Great. Okay, so finally, we do have Felisa Carter is going to discuss the Community Engagement Committee.
Good morning, everyone. Felisa Carter. They've designated me to be on the, well, I did volunteer, be on the, which one? The Community Engagement Committee. And for the record, I'll read into the record what exactly the Community Engagement Committee will do. So here we go. Even though I know people don't like people to read to them, but we'll do it for the record. The committee will be comprised of 2 or more members who are responsible for coordinating outreach for the Clemency Board within the district to potential district applicants around the country. The committee will also be responsible for establishing relationships and partnerships with organizations that are relevant to carry out the purpose of the board, which may include hosting community gatherings. No formal relationships or partnerships will be finalized without the board's approval. The committee will recommend to the board and priorities, strategies, objectives, and milestones for communication and outreach activities such as campaigns, events, relationships, partnerships, and advocacy priorities that are consistent with the purpose of the board. The Community Engagement Committee will also be responsible for responding to any questions or concerns through the staff director that are directed to the board via mail, email, or telephone. And the staff director of the board will work with the mayor's office of communication should there be any press releases involving the board's activities. So that's what we're doing, basically community outreach to let people know what's up with the Clemency board. So any further questions? And we're looking for more members if anyone wants to volunteer. So.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Felisa. So the members are Felisa and Elena Suttonberg. So appreciate your work on this as well. I'm now going to make a motion to form these committees. May I have a second? Second from Andrew. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none. Okay, so they are formed. And those committees will be starting their work very shortly. I think that the OGC folks will be reaching out to people to start to get some of these committee meetings calendared so that we can start making progress on each one. So thanks very much. There was a lot of work that went into the formation of that, and I appreciate all of you being part of that going already, and I look forward to going forward with it as well. So thank you.
And Patrick, I would like to thank and commend you for the idea of these committees and for all the work you put in since the last board meeting to get everyone involved and get the committee set up. Good job.
Very much. I do want to say the OGC folks were really fundamental in, kind of saying, here are the big buckets of work that we see and how we need to proceed. So they get a lot of credit as well, but I appreciate that. Thank you. The next thing on our agenda is public comments. And on my screen, I don't see any member of the public currently here.
Belinda Moyd is here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And
Professor
she is
Moyd?
now unmuted in case she wants to say anything.
Okay.
Hello, good morning, everyone. It's good to
morning.
see you all again. I had my video on, but it looks like it's been turned off. Just wanted to, take a minute to commend you all. It looks like there's been a lot of work that's been done behind the scenes, and that's good to know. I do have just a few questions, if I may. One question is, what I heard is, it sounds like there is not going to be an actual opportunity for folks to have a hearing before the Clemency Board. I'm just curious about the process, and I know the regulations are still being developed, but if the Clemency Board is simply writing a letter of recommendation to go with the application to the pardon attorney, does that mean that you will have hearings to make the determination about who gets a letter and who does not? Or will you not be having hearings? That's one question I have.
I can answer that quickly. The board may hold hearings as needed to determine whether or not they are going to issue a letter of recommendation.
So some folks who apply for the DOJ application may actually have a hearing before the DC board.
Yes, if they apply for clemency, for a letter of recommendation from the Clemency Board, they may have a hearing.
Okay, thank you. And the other question that I had is, I know that I had mentioned some time ago, when the students made a presentation, I had recommended the possibility of the board getting training before you all actually start to do hearings. And I just wondered whether that is something that you all plan to do or not.
Everything related to like training would be internal, and we discussed, OGC works on training the board members to carry out their functions. So that is something that is always being considered.
Okay, and I just want to make that recommendation again. We've got the, you know, parole boards all over the country have issues with the way that they operate and the some of the systemic issues, but I do think that it might be beneficial to the board to at least take a look at. You've got the U.S. Parole Commission close by. You've also got the Maryland Parole Board, Maryland Parole Commission, right next door. And so, just to take a look at the process, the way that they give notification, the way that they actually listen to folks who want to speak at the hearings, the way that they issue their written decisions. Just a suggestion that you might want to consider just taking a look at other boards.
Thank you for your comments.
Yeah, I appreciate that very much, Professor. I still think about the presentations that the Howard students did that really started to form a lot of our thinking about the process and the complications of it, and also the perspective of someone who is an applicant and the difficulties that they may face in trying to address that. So we will continually try to be sensitive to that and remember what we learned. But a number of board members have spoken with me about a desire to start to really engage. And what you see with these committees, I think, is a way for us to really start to get into the issues in a deeper kind of way. So absolutely consider training an important part of that.
Yeah. And the last comment I will make is I am really excited to see the community engagement established as a committee, because I think that will be very important as you move forward.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I think that's the only member of the public we have. Am I right?
This is Felisa. I just want to just say something, my little 2 cents. Professor Moyd, if you have any recommendations for the Community Engagement Committee, I openly welcome them, because I think you and the Howard students did a great job, and I would continue to value your input. So thank you.
Thank you. And we will definitely follow up with that.
Comment on community engagement. I'm not sure if I can make it now or. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Okay. I think it's really important as we do community engagement that members of the community understand the difference between their direct avenues of relief, such as petitioning under the Incarceration Reduction Amendment Act or petitioning under compassionate release, to be released directly through a process through Superior Court, and the difference between the clemency process, which is doing the DOJ application and the DC application in order to have a recommendation that goes to the president. And so that community members not community members, but incarcerated individuals may find that their relief, so if it's a family member of somebody who is incarcerated, that their avenue for relief may be more direct and more expedited under these other avenues, and not to confuse those avenues or forget to mention them, because those really may be their best way to get relief faster and through a hearing process through the court.
Katya, this is Felisa. I would love for you to sit down and educate me on that. Anyone from PDS, I know you're a busy woman. So if you can educate me, and Alana doesn't need education probably, but Felisa Curda does. So if we could make some time maybe to sit down and Zoom with each other or about that, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yes,
yeah, I welcome your input, because even though I have some expertise in criminal justice matters, I know that your expertise is I definitely welcome you. I don't have the expertise in criminal justice matters. I mean, well, in criminal justice system as it plays out in all various matters in DC. So therefore, I would love to sit down and talk to you. Let's definitely get together and talk about that.
Absolutely. Yes, I would be happy to. I just want to make sure that people are not confused and request a recommendation letter when they have an excellent petition for compassionate release that could be made directly to the court. So absolutely.
And I think that ties into Professor Moyd's suggestion that we all get educated, or like, or basically we have training about what various methods available to the public involving clemency as it relates to DC and DC board members.
Okay, any other comments from board members? Anybody else want to raise anything? Seeing no sparkle in anyone's eyes right now, so what we'll do, I just want to say that I think that the next public meeting, we're tentatively scheduling that for Wednesday, September 1st. Wednesday, September 1st at 10:30 a.m. I'm not sure that everyone has been notified of that change, but that's what we're looking for right now. And we'll be we'll confirm that and then announce that as the definitive one. Okay? All right.
Patrick, this is Felisa.
Yes.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I just want to know, so during the time between this time and September, what do we see the board doing, I guess during that time? It's not necessarily a hiatus, but yeah, during that time.
Lisa, how about you just give me a call after the meeting and we can discuss this offline?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I would just generally say the committees are up and established now, and I expect that on September 1st we'd have some committee report outs at that point.
Sounds good.
Okay. Okay. Anything else from anybody? Okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Pat.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great. we're adjourned. Thanks, everybody. Look forward to speaking with you in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, thank you all.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.